Hello, welcome to Everyway Woman, a show that inspires real women. Okay, I was reading an article that about a study that was done in the UK that said only children are more happy. And I know I'm an only child, and I consider myself pretty happy. I'm glad I'm the only one, and I know my mom's glad that I'm the only one, too.
I don't know if I agree with that because I have siblings, and I love it. I love having a playmate. We had ready-made playmates all the time.
I think there are positives and negatives. I think that if you're an only child, obviously there's more money to be spent on you, and there are more resources
Not
available.
with my parents.
But if you have other children, then you're going to be better at social skills probably. You're going to, you know, have buddies to play with. I think that, you know, it's good to have a study that says there's something positive about being an only child because there's so many that say the opposite.
Well,
It's funny
Kristina,
because,
you're an
yeah,
only child
I'm an only
also.
child and I'm happy, but I mean, I don't know if I would have been happier with siblings because I didn't grow up with them. So it's kind of hard to judge, you know, which way would have been better because you never really know.
Well, I think as an only child, it's better that I grew up without siblings because it forced me to be an outgoing person. Because if I didn't go out there and bust into people's houses at dinner time, I would be alone. And, you know, I'm very comfortable talking to all kinds of people. I'm comfortable being around every kind of person.
Well, they say that children that are only children and firstborns are more assertive usually in life. They're kind of more competitive and more goal-oriented. So you're probably very similar to a firstborn child is what they claim.
Yeah, I was going to say the firstborn is usually like that. But yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I was the same way. Like, I was very outgoing. I was always pushing, you know, going out there meeting friends. So I don't know if that's anything to do with being
One of the
only
things
child.
that I've noticed with only children, and I know this was true for myself, when I was growing up, I would be with my mom and, you know, I would just kind of, you know, be sitting there with the grown-ups a lot because I was the only child. So it wasn't like, oh, go play with your brothers and sisters. It was like, no, I'm going to sit here with the grown-ups because you can't send me to be by myself.
Yeah,
so I'm
so
just
it
going to be
does
here
make
with the grown-ups. And I've noticed that with a lot of other only children as well, is they spend a lot of time with grown-ups, which has its pluses and its minuses because sometimes you do end up in grown-up business before you have business being there because you're just kind of hearing stuff that you don't really have, you know, the maturity to be hearing. But at the same time, it is good in a way because you're not so naive, like, I never heard of this or that because I'm playing with the kids all day long.
I wouldn't say that kids that have siblings, because we were always with our parents when they had adult functions. In fact, we came in, we were like the showcase a lot of times too. So we would be in their conversation, but we'd also be the performers. Also, the other thing is that you don't have anybody to blame when you break something if you're an only child.
Well, no, I had a hamster. I always blamed the hamster. So that was a good thing.
I would just be
blame
like,
my
well,
hamster too.
I don't know nothing about that.
The article talks about if you're not an only child that there's like bullying a lot of times. And did you experience that with your siblings at all?
The good part about, well, okay, yeah, sometimes we did bully each other a little bit, mostly the youngest one. I was the middle kid, but well, I am the middle kid. But I would say that we would probably be more likely to bully people because we were in numbers.
I think like I had the best of both worlds because I was an only child, so I could be at my house by myself, not be bothered by nobody. But then I had a bunch of cousins, so a lot of times like I'd go for the summers and like I'd visit with my cousins, and that was kind of like a brother-sister type of thing with my cousins. But I didn't have to play with them all the time.
And you didn't have to share.
And I didn't have to share.
Well, we're about to go to break, and when we come back, we are going to have Michelle Rivera from Mommyhood to Hollywood with us. So make sure you come back.